Parshat Chukas, Perik Yutet, Pasuk Aleph. Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aaron leimor. Hashem spoke to Moshe and to Aaron, saying, what did he say? Pasuk Bet. Zot Chukat HaTorah, this is the law of the Torah, Asher Tziva Hashem leimor, that Hashem commanded, saying, Daber el Bnei Yisrael, speak to Bnei Yisrael, ve'yikchu elecha, and they should take to you, Farah Aduma Tamima, a cow which is completely red, Asher ein ba mum, which has no blemish, Asher lo ola aleha ol, which a yoke has not gone upon it. So the mitzvah paraduma is to take a cow which is completely red, which ein ba mum, which does not have a blemish, and in addition, Asher lo ola aleha ol, a yoke did not go upon it. A yoke is something that an animal carries when it wants to plow a field. The Gemara says it doesn't necessarily mean specifically a yoke. It could be anything. The cow, the paraduma, cannot have carried anything. Let's see Rashi. Zot chukat haTorah. This is the law of the Torah. Says Rashi. Lefisha satan ve'umot ha'olam. Since the satan ve'umot ha'olam and the nations of the world monin et Yisrael, they taunt bnei Yisrael. Lomar, saying, Ma ha-mitzvah hazot, what is this mitzvah? Umatam yeshbo, and what is the reason for it? It's such a strange mitzvah. What kind of mitzvah is this? Lefichach, therefore, kasav ba chuka. Therefore, it says the word chuka, meaning, gzera hi melefonai, it is a decree before me, ein lecha reshut laharer achareh. You have no permission to second guess it. You have no permission to think of after it. Don't second guess it. So Rashi seems to be bothered by the expression of chukah. Why over here does the Torah use the word chukat HaTorah? This is the law of the Torah. And Rashi says that since the Satan and the nations of the world, they taunt Bnei Yisrael about this mitzvah, how it doesn't make any sense. The Gemara says that Shlomo HaMelech said about paraduma, Amarti echkama v'rechoka hi mimeni. I said that I'm a very smart person. Shlomo had more wisdom than anybody. And yet he himself couldn't figure out the mitzvah of paraduma. On the one hand, the ashes of the paraduma, it takes somebody who's tameh and makes him tahor. Somebody comes in contact with a dead body, he becomes tahor. Yet all the people who are involved in the purification process, the person who sprinkles the blood, the ashes, and so forth, they themselves become tameh until the evening. So how is it that the ashes of the paraduma then take somebody who is completely tameh and they make him tahor, and they take somebody who's tahor and they make him tameh? So Rashi says, "Lefichach kasav b'chuka." Therefore, it says, "Chuka gzerahi milfanai." It is a decree before me. Ein lecha reshut lahar achareh. You have no permission to think after it, think and second guess it. That is the simple explanation of this Rashi. Pasuk, moving on. V'yikhu lecha. They should take to you, says Rashi. La'olam hi nikret al shemecha. The para aduma, the mitzvah para aduma, is always going to be called on your name. It says v'yikhu lecha, they should take to you. And the question is, what does it mean take to you? We're going to see later on that the para aduma, Moshe is not involved in bringing the para aduma at all. So what's this bringing to you? Right? They had to. Right? The pasuk says it goes to Elazar, and then the later generations it goes to one of the kohanim. So what's v'yikhu lecha? So it says Rashi, la'olam hi nikret al shemecha. It's always called on your name. Para sha'asa Moshe b'midbar. It's the paraduma is attributed to the para that Moshe made in the desert. Right? The Gemara says that there's altogether there will be 10 paradumas, 9 were already, and 1 Mashiach comes, and all of them required ashes from the paraduma that Moshe made. That's one explanation. Another explanation is because even though nobody ever understood the mitzvah paraduma, but Hashem did explain the mitzvah to Moshe. He did explain the reason for paraduma to Moshe. So therefore the pasuk says, "V'yikhu elecha," that it's always on your name. You're the one that I'm giving over the understanding of this mitzvah to. Okay, so what should they bring to you? Says Rashi, a para aduma tamima. So Rashi puts the words aduma tamima together. In other words, if you look at the pasuk, it might not be clear. Is the word tamima referring to para aduma? V'yikhu elecha, should they take to you para aduma, a red cow, tamima, completely red? Or is the word tamima something else? That v'yikhu elecha, they should take to you paraduma, a red cow, even if it's mostly red. It doesn't have to be completely red. Tamima, it should be complete without a blemish. That's how I could have understood the word tamima. Says Rashi, no, you have to understand it the first way. Aduma tamima. The words aduma and tamima go together. It should be completely red. Mostly red is not good enough. Should take tamima ba'adimus, and it should be completely red. Shem hayiba shtei sa'aros, if it had two hairs, shtei sa'aros shchoros, if it had two black hairs, psula, it is unfit for use. So Rashi is telling us that the word aduma is going on. The word tamima is a reference to paraduma. Paraduma, a red cow. What kind of red cow? Tamima, completely red. Not that tamima means without a blemish. And the Farshim explained because that's the next words in the pasuk. Asher ein ba mum, it has no blemish. So if the Torah means to say with tamima that it should be whole without a blemish, then I wouldn't need the next phrase over here, Asher ein ba mum, that it doesn't have a blemish. So obviously the word tamima is characterizing for us what kind of red cow do we need. Is mostly red or completely red? So the pasuk is telling us paraduma tamima, it has to be completely red. That two red hairs or the two black hairs or any other color, they make the para unfit for use. Now the truth is that if it says aduma tamima completely red, so why is one black hair good enough? So that already is Allah Moshe Sinai. We learned that characterizes for us that when the Torah says aduma tamima completely red, it means that only two black hairs make it unfit for use, but one is still okay.